Now, joining us with more on this new Air Passenger Bill of Rights, we're joined by Gabor Lukacs of Air Passenger Rights. Gabor, let's talk about first about, you call the airline regulations airline friendly. Why?
Well, this is more of an airline protection bill than anything else. It claws back on existing rights of passengers, make things worse, and deprives passengers of compensation. When you look at tarmac delays, being kept on an aircraft which goes nowhere, idling on a tarmac, the regulations more than double the amount of time passengers can be kept there, from the Canadian past standard of 90 minutes as the limit to more than 3 hours. Now, when you come to compensation for denied boarding and delay and flight cancellation, the conditions are so stringent that it is impossible to meet in most cases for passengers. So although the minister is promising a very big amount to passengers, in the vast majority of the cases, passengers are not eligible to any compensation because of how the regulations were drafted by the airlines for the airlines and rubber stamped by the government.
Can you outline some of those stringent eligibility? Because I know that's one of your issues too clearly with this, is that what are the criteria that some people are going to have to meet in order to get compensation from some of those big amounts, sometimes over $2,000?
So if you're bumped from a flight, you will have to prove not only that you were at the airport and had all your travel documents and had a valid booking, a confirmed booking, but you will also have to prove that the reason that you were bumped from the flight was because the flight was actually oversold and not something else. Now, to prove that the flight was oversold is something that requires access to the airline's reservation system. You don't know that as a passenger. What you can know is that you were there and you weren't allowed on the flight. In Europe, which has the gold standard of passenger protection, this element of proving why you were bumped is not necessary. All you have to prove is you had a confirmed booking, you were at the airport, you weren't allowed to fly.
Okay, very interesting. We'll see how all this plays out this summer. Gabor Lukacs of Air Passenger Rights, thank you so much, Gabor. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.